Hey everyone in the Subtle Shifts community. I just wanted to come on real quick and share with you a tool that you're going to be able to use to help coach yourself. So, this is something I learned years ago, and it really did shift how I show up in my life, how I feel in my life, and the decisions that I make moving forward. And I wanted to make sure you know about it. Before I do, make sure that you go back to last week's workshop where you can tame your inner critic. That's really the basis for a lot of the work that I'm going to be sharing in the lives coming up in this group for the next week or so. That is really the basis of work of feeling more confident and alive in your life. So if you are watching this on the replay, give me a little hashtag replay in the comments, heart, thumbs up, just to let me know that you're here and so we can connect. And let's go ahead and dive into the cognitive cycle. If you've ever heard of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, that is what this cognitive cycle is based upon. It's a technique that's used in therapy and also in the coaching world. It's something I use with my clients, and I also teach them how to use it for themselves in their everyday lives, because that's my goal as a coach. I want to give you tools to be able to manage your brain on your own time, in your own life, so that you're not relying upon outside sources to learn the things that you want to learn about yourself. So let's dive in. And I have created a little diagram here on the whiteboard to represent what this cycle looks like. Feel free to take notes, watch, follow along, etc. And then after I share the cognitive cycle, I'm going to give you a action step to start implementing this knowledge into your life today. So, what is the cognitive cycle? The underlying idea is that your thoughts are creating a lot of the results in your life. So the top of the cognitive cycle, or one very big component of the cognitive cycle, is your thoughts. You have thoughts about things that are happening in your life. Good, bad, ugly, everything in between. We have about 60,000 thoughts a day. The majority of them are subconscious. Here, I'm talking about the conscious thoughts, the one that you actually pay attention to, the ones that you actually are aware of. Your thoughts create emotions or feelings. You think something, and then you feel something about what you're thinking. The way you feel, your feelings, impact your behavior. How you act. Okay, so let me give you an example. You have a thought, this person is being a jerk. Your feeling is you're angry. An action might be to be reactive, to yell at them, to get verbose and vocal with them, and get angry with them. And then they respond to you, you get some type of result. Maybe they get upset with you, and that might drive this feeling, this person is being a jerk, and then it just kind of continues, right? So this is, in theory, how the cognitive cycle works in action. In a negative example, it can also work in neutral and positive examples. So for example, you might have a thought like, the weather is amazing outside today. That makes you feel open and free and spacious. And then as a result, your behavior, maybe you'll go for a walk, maybe you'll call a friend, you'll go somewhere instead of just staying home. And then your results are you go out, you interact with people, and that actually feeds into the thought, what a beautiful day. And then it becomes a cycle that way as well. So they really feed into each other. The first step in really coaching yourself is to become aware of the thoughts you're having. You can't shift any of this unless you have awareness around how you're feeling or how you're thinking, right? If the awareness is the very first step. So what you're going to do in this next coming week to implement this into your life is you're just going to start being aware of the thoughts that are going through your head. Just notice. Bonus if you want to write them down. Because when you write them down, it becomes a little more concrete and aware in your awareness. And then after you've written them down over a couple of days, you'll notice that there's some thoughts that kind of come up over and over again. You don't even have to do the how it makes you feel or anything like that. Just be aware of your thoughts. Try that for a week. And then I'm going to come in here next week and I'm going to give you a tool to help you learn how to shift your thoughts so that your feelings and your behaviors will fall in line. Okay, so this gets really, involved and complicated, but the very first step in enjoying your life and feeling better and having better relationships and basically creating a life that you love is to be aware of the thoughts that are going through your brain. Because the thoughts that you're thinking over and over and over, those become beliefs. And the beliefs are the things that are really the foundation of your experience of life. So this week, give me a thumbs up if you are willing to give this a try. I want you to go out into the world and just be more aware of what you're thinking when you're working throughout your day. With the interactions you have, with the things that happen, what kind of thoughts are going on, and then maybe get a journal, do a free write for 5 minutes and get some of those thoughts out of your head. Okay, so that's your homework for this week, should you choose to accept it. And then next week, I'm going to come in and share another tip with you on how to manage your thoughts to help you feel a little bit more grounded, confident, peaceful in your life. So again, if you tuned in on this, give me a thumbs up, say hello, drop a thought you're having, and let's just connect. All right, I'll check in with you next time.